In this video, we'll go through how to change the habit settings that you have for Focus Bear. To do that, go to the menu bar, open Preferences, and go to Edit Habits. The first question it'll ask you is what time you want to start working. You want to stop working, I should say. At that time, it will basically take over your computer and guide you through your evening routine, so you won't have access to normal apps. Most people would want to do that, say, after 5 p.m. when their work is done. And then in a later question, you'll be able to set up the activities that you want to do. The next question is about the earliest possible time that you want to be able to start your morning routine. Before that time, between the time that you finish your evening routine and the time that you start your morning routine, the computer will be locked and it will require a password to unlock it if you've set a password. Next up, we've got the ability to change the habits that you have in your morning routine. So you can go through here, you can rename them, you can change the duration, you can add new habits. Let's go through in a bit more detail for this one, for example. This question here, or this activity, is basically a way that I log data. I have log quantity data turned on, and I have a question here which will be asked. So I'm basically tracking, I want to be able to see graphs of how much I've slept, and I like having all the data in one place. So that's how the log data is used. You'll also see that if we look at, say, calisthenics here, that if we go in and look at how I've got some of these set up, I've got lunges and squats, and basically what will happen is it's going to still do an 80-second activity, and for some of them it's going to play a YouTube video at the same time, and then at the end it's going to ask me how many lunges did you do, and then I can track that data over time. So we'll go back to the morning routine and I'll show you some other things as well. This habit is just a standard one, nothing special about it. Just go for a walk, it'll show a countdown timer for 5 minutes. For this one, journaling, we'll go into this one in a bit more detail. For journaling, I actually use a journaling app on my Mac called Mental Walk, which has journaling prompts and a clean interface. So what we're doing here is I've gone to other apps and I've gone in and I can add apps on my computer that I would like to use. So you can come in, you can type an existing app, say if I wanted to allow Visual Studio Code, and that app will be unlocked during the time. We can see an example of that I've actually got an activity like that running right now, where I've got a habit in my evening routine. I'll show you the configuration for it. And during this activity, I can use Chrome, I can use a few other apps. It's quite helpful if you want to be doing some deep work, but you want it to be quite focused. So if we look at how this one here is set up, I'm allowing Google Chrome, I'm allowing my screencast recording app, I'm allowing Evernote, and I'm also allowing certain websites. So I could use any website containing Zoho or user guiding or use Udemy or Heroku. I don't have log data or anything like that, but it's quite powerful, this being able to decide what apps can be used at what time. That prior to that, I've got another activity where I use a different set of apps. I can even use a focus mode as well, that I'm enabling the day job focus mode, including all of the URLs and apps that are allowed in that one. The rationale here is that at certain parts in my evening routine, I want to open up certain websites and apps, and the rest of the time they should be blocked. A great example of that is here in this one where I'm actually allowing myself to use Reddit. But for the rest of the time, pretty sure, well, I should really have it. The rest of the time, Reddit is blocked. So if I try to go to Reddit right now, it will be blocked. But during this activity, the check Reddit, where I'm allowing myself to check certain subreddits, I am allowed to use it. I also have it in the evening. I have one around wishing people happy birthday, and for that I actually allow Facebook. As you can see, I'm allowing access to Facebook. But the rest of the time, Facebook is blocked. Yep, up here it's in an always blocked category. So this is a really good way that you can safely use social media, but the rest of the time it will be blocked. All right, let's look at the rest of them. So we skipped over this part, that this screen here is about when you want to take micro breaks. I've got it every 20 minutes, and I've got quite a lot of different things that I do during my breaks. You probably won't want to have it this long. I like to, like I showed you earlier, I like to do several things. I like to do some exercise where I'll do a micro workout where it will choose one of these activities. It won't ask me to do all of them. It'll choose either lunges or squats, abs, Superman, bridge, pull-ups, or lift some weights. It'll choose a random one each time, which I find quite fun. And this particular activity is included in every break. Whereas if we look at, say, this one here, chores, it's not included every break. The way it's going to work is it will, for me, I've got rate my mood. That's also included in every break. Rate energy is included, and these are just data logging activities. They only go for 1 second. And then after I've done all of them, it's going to choose a random activity out of do some chores, some mirror skiing, some prayer, some deep breathing, say hi to my wife. And then the other ones, I also have drink water every break, update my time log every break, and stand up and stretch is another random option. Yours will probably not be as complicated as this. I've built it up over time to be a way that I like it. You might want to keep yours to 30 seconds. By default, what we bundle with the app is to do, I believe we have 30 seconds of calisthenics, and we have, I think, deep breathing as another option. So it'll choose one of them, but you can tailor it to be the way that you want it. The evening routine, I've shown you a few options there. I think most of it is pretty clear that you choose the name of the habit. You can include YouTube videos. Maybe I haven't talked about YouTube videos yet. That if we look at my evening yoga, I've got a bunch of different YouTube videos that it will choose from. And then it will basically, for that activity, I've got 10.5 minutes. These are all 10-minute YouTube videos. It will show the YouTube video. It doesn't show it in youtube.com. It embeds it inside our Focus Bear window. And that way you don't have the distractions of the YouTube algorithm. And that's a really good way that I finish off my day, that I have YouTube, and then I can basically go to bed after that.